Oh, ito si Manny Pacquiao. Again, partial unofficial to, no? Pero kung pinag-uusapan natin na more than 60% na ng transmission, no? Manny Pacquiao is at number 19.
Yep.
Ano kaya possible explanation dito? Ang layo. When in fact he was always in contention, di ba? In surveys.
Tignan natin nga eh. Ako, I would want to find out where these ERs are coming from.
Baka hindi pa pumapasok yung galing sa bailiwicks niya.
Baka hindi pa pumapasok kami ng Mindanao or Central Visayas. That we don't know.
Personally, I will go back to what Sen Edu is saying. He was hampered or crippled by being associated with the admin. At the same time, his boxing days are sort of parang well behind him already na hindi naman niya ini-inflame. He's not banking on that. I think it's a messaging problem also. Hindi naman niya kinakapitalize yung kanyang what made him great. And third, di rin naman siya in-endorso ng PDP. So it's that, di ba? Manny Pacquiao is a man without a base.
A man without a base. Kahit may siya, di ba? May napabalitang laban sa July. Fighting for a welterweight belt.
Yeah.
Na siya, no?
Still fighting, di ba? But again, it's really an odd choice for me. Manny Pacquiao's messaging was why they never leveraged on his being a boxing icon, a Filipino icon, a champion, somebody who literally lifted himself from poverty using his hands. Na talagang ka-relate sa mga milyong Pilipino. Why they didn't leverage on that messaging is one of the great mysteries of my life. So, takang-taka talaga ako dyan sa mga choices ni Senator Manny Pacquiao.
Etong si Bong Revilla, traditionally malakas siya sa mga survey, di ba? And he's an incumbent. Again, partial unofficial ito. Pero outside of the Magic 12 siya. Sa survey ba ninyo, ano ba yung track ng mga numero ni Bong Revilla?
Bumababa rin. Most of the candidates in April actually declined. Ang isa lang ang tumaas nung Abril si Benhel Abalos. But even the increase of Benhel Abalos was marginal. It was 2 points. So everyone actually declined in our April survey compared to the March survey. And as I said before, the reason for the decline is biglang bumaksak yung fill-up rate. To 6 and 7 in the NCR Balance of Luzon, to 10 in Visayas and Mindanao. Ang tanong dito ay naidagdag ba yung mga pangalan ng mga umaangat dito doon sa 6 o 7 o doon sa 10 na binoboto ng galing sa Visayas and Mindanao. And what strategy did they use so that their names would be included? The fill-up rate might actually be higher. I hope that the COMELEC would identify essentially that data, no, yung fill-up rate in the senatorial election. It can be deduced from the data, the actual results, but mas madali kung they can generate it using the machine that they're using right now.
Again, partial unofficial ito, no? Marami pa namang botong bibilangin. Pero, are you surprised na si Bong Revilla, sikat na sikat, nasa number 14?
Ako, I'm quite surprised at that result, but I guess it's also indicative of the fact that maybe the voters are looking for different things now. Maybe they want to try new things. Maybe they want to try new names. So it could have been that also.
Pero katulad din ng pinag-usapan natin kanina, tinamaan siya dahil admin siya. Diba? Admin siya. At the same time, hindi naman siya in-endorse ng PDP. At hindi rin naman pupunta sa kanya yung pink. Kaya, ayun, medyo tinamaan siya diyan.
So pink wave, Sen, is the new story.
Mga admin slate. Dahil usually top 6 siya madalas di ba?
Ito nga no, si Bong Revilla, kasi diba, ikaw din nagbanggit nito before, no? The last time that he ran, medyo tagilid, kaya ginamit yung pagbudots. Na ginagamit pa rin niya ngayon, di ba? Pero dinadagdagan niya na ng konting sustansya. So ano ba yun? Nakasama pa ba yun?
Well, the saying is you can only ride a horse so far, di ba? Sabi nila, if your if your messaging is not evolving, if your messaging is not growing with the market, parang retail, parang ano lang yan, parang that's like any good, any consumer good. Pag ang mensahe mo ay hindi nag-evolve, pag pare-pareho lang, then you risk alienating new audiences, new voters. Ganun talaga yon.
Ito Alan, si Ben Tulfo, nangunguna sa mga surveys to, at least nasa upper half usually. Pero
Yes.
sa partial unofficial, laglag sa number 13.
Yes.
Ano yung possible explanation dito?
Tingin ko dahil hindi siya gumastos. If I'm being honest, he didn't. His ad spend was very low. I don't think he had any campaign materials out. I think he was promoting, the Bitag brand, but not necessarily him as senator. So combine that with a low fill-up rate, kasi yung fill-up rate, I think, mababa. And that's what happened. Tingin ko, lumaglag siya. Same with Willie Revillame, who was rather high in the surveys. Well, hindi naman rather high, but lumalabas siya above the line. Ngayon, naunahan na ni Heidi Mendoza. So, it's that, I think.
Baka, Christian, kabaliktaran yung nangyari kay Bam at saka kay Kiko. Dahil hindi naman ganun kalakas si Ben sa Pink. Tapos hindi naman siya dala ng admin, hindi siya admin slate. Hindi rin siya dinala ng PDP laban. Hindi rin siya in-endorse ni Sara. Hindi rin siya dinala ng Iglesia ni Cristo. So, parang yun naman yung kabila. Kung baga si Kiko at saka si Bam, ang dami nag-endorse, no? As well as yung kanilang traditional base, yung Pink. Kaya Ben ay wala yung ganon. No? Kaya kahit very, very high yung kanyang name recall, kaya very popular yung Tulfo brand, ay sa election ngayon, ay hindi niya na-harness yung mga value added. Katulad ng admin, opposition, no? Your own base, at saka yung ibang mga religious groups na nag-endorse dun sa mga unexpected na tumaas.
So, tama bang leksyon dito, Alan, na sa senatorial race, you cannot rely on market votes alone or retail votes?
Absolutely. That's only about 65 to 70% of your votes. Majority will come from retail, but you have to do it well. You have to really make sure that your retail votes are not soft. Kailangan yan gawin mo yan tenacious, ang tawag namin dyan. Your retail votes have to be tenacious, and about 30% of your votes will still come from alliances, machinery, and command votes.